Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we have now got a really difficult issue. This is going to be a pain, I'm sure, but it's going to be a one hell of a good issue. Issue 64 of D'Agostini's Build Your Own R2-D2. Okay, before we get cracking on this and opening this pack up that I've got here, look, there's all the bits that we're getting with this. I thought we'd just lay out on this table, actually, I'll show you a picture on the screen of everything that I have got left over from this build so far. And the good thing is, part of issue 64 is a lot of this is going to be going into the dome unit. But I wanted you just to compare all the leads that you've got with all the leads that I've got here. And some of these are spare, I'm sure they are, but I don't know where they go. There might be some leads there from the DeLorean build as well. I don't know, but I thought I'd just lay them out because I am interested to see what we've got. But anyway, let's get cracking on this because we're going to be finishing the dome off, putting a hatch in, and then we're going to be putting all the electrics into the dome. So I can't wait. Another thing that I think's really, really funny. Years ago, God, I don't know what issue it was. It must have been back in issue 1 or 2. D'Agostini gave us this little piece. Let me get it out for you. This little piece here with the instructions.
Keep it secret. Keep it secret.
So this has been with me for, this is issue 65 weeks. I've kept it. And you know what they do on issue 64? They give us one anyway. So I don't know what the point of that was, unless it's going to be used for something else, but I don't know. There you go. So I'm sure loads of you have still got that piece lying around somewhere, but we don't know what that's for. Anyway, right, I'm just going to tidy this mess up so we're ready to build up. Okay, I'm just going to lay these pieces out now on this table here. Get it all out. Oh, we've got some staples for the privilege. Right, we've got a whole bag of screws there by the look of it. We've got 3 bags of screws there, actually. An Allen key, that little hinge part I was on about, and some little studs here, which are what's used for the Allen key, and I believe this is used just to push the dome out towards the metal, which keeps those blue plates in place. So let's just tip all of that out. There we go, nothing else left in there, so that's good. Okay, first thing he wants us to do is we're going to be dealing with this issue. I'm just going to put the actual dome bit on the floor as well. Another thing, oh look, it's a bit of housekeeping. I didn't actually show you the completed one of this in the last video. There is a reason for that, because I want to do that on this one. I want it to be popped and be the first time you see it and stuff, so that's why I haven't done that. Anyway, step 1, basically we've got this piece here and it's got the hinge bit already on, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be attaching this piece that they gave to us to that piece there. And now the way around it goes is with this little like protrusion, this little I always call these nipples. This nipple outwards is going to be facing this way. So when we put it on, it's going to be on that way, just like that. I'll show you on the side camera there. And then to keep this in place, we're going to be putting a screw all the way through each sort of thing. And that's going to be screwed in. It says drive the long screw through the hinge from this side. So somewhere we have got a really long screw, and I can see it in this pack here. So we're going to cut this pack open. We're going to tip all the screws out and see what we got. You're not going to mistake what screw it is, that's for sure, because there is only one screw in there. Okay, so once this bit's just lined up like that, we're going to be putting the screw in from this way. So, just got to get this thing lined up. That's the fun bit. Right, in there, so we can get the screw in this side. That's going to pass all the way through, and then we tighten it into the other side there. And then that is the hinge on. Perfect. Don't over tighten it, just enough to make sure that that's fully seated, just like that. If you over tighten it, that's not going to be able to go up and down like that. So that's that bit done. That's up to step 4. Now this is going to be attached to the frame here. So stage 7, we're going to be securing this to the main dome here. We've got a little gap here for that. There's actually 3 holes, but we're going to be securing it in these 2 ones. I've already loaded the screw up. The screw that you're going to be using is a silver one, and it's a 2.5 by 4 mil screw. It's quite a thin little screw, this one, but basically when it's on like that, we'll screw this in, probably better on the top camera, and as you can see, that goes in absolutely perfectly. Don't want to over tighten it, but there we go. That was the first one in, and this will be the second one in. Oops, it fell off my screwdriver. When I saw this issue, I got really excited, I have to say, because it looks really good. But there we go. So that is that little hatch on there. And you just need to check that it opens easy enough and closes easy enough. Just like that. It says make sure the flap, this is step 9. Make sure that the flap fits flush to the shallow recess in the black plastic frame, which it does. It fits absolutely perfect there. Really, really happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to be fitting the dome. So what we need to do first, I'm going to put that to one side. Let's put this down on the floor actually, because we're going to need to take out some bits from last time, which were these lifter things, which means I need to cut them out. Oh, this is good. Right, okay. So first thing it wants me to do is take all of these little lifters out of the sprues here. Now again, I think this is the first lot of sprues we've had for this model. So it doesn't need to be grand. I don't need to be filing these things down because you're not going to be seeing these, just so you know. You're not going to be seeing those. That's completely empty sprue now. Don't need that anymore. Oh, got to have a bag of screws there. Okay, so next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be bringing over the dome that I just put. That was one stage, that was. Stage 1 and 2. I'm going to put that over one side because we don't need that at the moment. We're bringing back the dome because this time we're going to be putting the microphone in. So the microphone looks like, looking at my bits and pieces here, looks like that. There's the microphone. And this is basically going to be going, I've got to turn the top round into this hole at the top here. We're going to be putting the lead in, just like that. And then the microphone is going to be basically going on something like that. It's going to look a bit like that. It says, take the microphone, align its lead with a hole in the frame, feed the lead all the way through into the centre of the framework and seat the microphone against DFO3. So now the microphone's in, but there's nothing keeping it in at the moment until I'm guessing I put the frame on, the dome on. And that's exactly what it wants me to do now. It says fit the microphone through the circular mounting hole of the dome. Oh, I'm getting excited. Okay, so this is going to be going sort of into there. And then we're going to sort of be dropping this whole thing onto the unit. Oh, but I need to make sure that this wire is fed inside. As you see, I want to make sure it's straight when we're putting this in. Excellent. And then that's going to be basically seated. I'm just taking that bit off for a minute because when I line this up, I want to make sure it's all down where it needs to be. So that's how that's going to be looking on the dome. We've got the microphone there. We've got this little flap here, and when that's all in, it's going to be locked really tight. It says, bring the dome and frame together, lining up the keyhole slot at the top, fitting the hinge flap into its opening, which we've done. If you want to see what that looks like actually fully in and completed, I'm just going to do that now for you, just so you can see. Holding it there. Needs a little bit of a wiggle. And there we go. That's it, fully seated. So this still opens up. There you go. And there's the little microphone dome in there. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So at the moment, I'm holding it from underneath. Okay, next stage, we're going to be putting this part on. This is stage 8. Now, this part, if you have a look at all of these pegs around the outside, one of them is shorter than all the rest of them, which is this one here on that one. As you can see, it's a lot shorter than all the rest of them. The short one actually goes right next to this little pin here. So what we're going to do is put it in that way. You know you've got it in the right way because the top area, oops, sorry, it goes towards the microphone. The top area will fit absolutely flush to the unit, like so. If you've got it in the wrong way, you'll have one side lifted up. But as you can see, that's fit absolutely perfectly into there. Okay, step 10, what we're going to be doing now is turning the whole thing upside down, which I've just done there. Oh, and guess what? That thing's just fallen out. That's typical. There you go. It's in again now. Okay, and then we're going to be putting these little spacers that we had earlier into the holes. Now, the way it goes, holding everything in place, carefully flip the assembly over and take one of the plastic spacers, which I've just done. It says fit the spacer over one of the lugs protruding through the central disc in the framework. So the way round this one goes, just having a quick check. It basically, you've got an open end and you've got a closed end. We're going to be putting it on with the open end, so the closed end's facing up. Let's plug these in. I hope you can see this through the top, but here we go. That's one in. See there? Let's get the second one. Oh, where have I put them all? There's the second one. Put the second one in. 2. Can you see that okay on the top there? Got 2 in. Let's put the next one in. That's 3. There's only 5 to put in because the other one is going to hold it all bolted down with a screw. So that's 5 of them in. Okay, step 12 and 13, we're going to be using these flange screws. These are these silver ones with the edges on, and these are going to be going into the spaces we've just put in the car, into the dome there. So I'm going to put the first one in, and hopefully, once I'm screwing it, you'll be able to start seeing exactly what I'm doing. It's just falling off my screwdriver, which is typical. These things don't want to hold very well.
A few moments later.
Excellent. So all 5 of those are in. Now we've got step 14 where we're going to use the shorter one. It says use the shorter 2x4mm flange screw for the last hole, which is this one right there. I'll just get this in and you'll see what I'm doing. There we go. We'll screw that in. Excellent. So now that top and the bottom is fully together. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I really like that. Okay, so that was step 14 done. We need to make sure that we can still open this door. So I'll have to poke from the outside, but as you can see, that opens absolutely fine. It says turn the assembly over and check that the hinge flaps open smoothly. It does, we know that. Now we need to take these little bolts off the sprue here. Now, these are the ones that are going to be screwed in with the Allen key. So we need to get the Allen key together. The long end of the Allen key, just like this. And we're going to be screwing these under the dome to give the actual thing some pressure. Now the place this goes, I'm just going to revolve it round so I can see for myself. Oh god, this looks a little bit difficult. Oh, right, okay, it looks like this. They're going to be going into this section, probably best on the side camera there, into this section just here. That looks just like that. Okay, so we're going to be putting the first one in just on the bottom here, on this bit here. I'm going to start it off and then you can see where I'm going to be putting it. It's going to be going in just there. Can you see that okay? Perfect. Let's get this screwed in. These are pretty hard to work with, these little things, I have to say, so I'm going to use both hands on this. Now, what this is doing, it's pushing the inner dome towards the outer dome, which is in turn pushing the little plates that we put in with a little bit of double-sided sticky tape so that they aren't coming out again. But they do take a little bit of an age to turn in, I have to say, because they've got quite a fine thread and it's quite a deep thread, so I'm aware you're not seeing what I'm doing here. But once it's in, don't put it in too hard. It just needs to be enough just to keep it in place, just like that. So that's that one in. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing all of these other 5 around that square there. So we've got 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's get all of these in.
A few moments later.
Now I swear to you, that took a lot longer than I thought it would, but let me show you on the side camera. Look, they're all in now. You don't have to put them in tight, they can only go in so far and then they won't turn anymore, but that's all 6 of those in. Okay, so now we're going to install the electrics. I've put it in this little plastic thing that we got. I should have kept the polystyrene thing, but I didn't, so my mistake. But what we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting a lens. We've got 2 holes here. You can probably see that on the side camera. It's this hole that we're going to be doing the work with. And we're going to be putting this lens in. Now, this is lens from a previous issue. As you can see, you've got a little notch on one end there. That notch is going to be going into the little ingress there on the other side. So that will fit absolutely flush in there, just like that. That was step 2 done, and step 3 is just showing it pushed in. Now, we've got 2 of these. Why have I got 2 of these? I know one of them was for the test build, but they look exactly the same. I'm going to line up the lens on here and we're going to put a screw in this. So let's get the one side in first. Once I've got one side in, then I can start securing the other side. So put that in there and then we'll get the screw in there. I've got one screw in there just to keep it in place for the minute. And then I should be able to stand up and give you a better view of what I'm actually doing here as I put the other side in. Oops, that screw just fell off. Let's put another one on. There we go. There we go. And that's the lighting with the unit. That's all nice and tight in there. That was step 4 done, and 5 just showing it being screwed in. Sec 6, it says identify the hole with the panel DP23 in the centre. DB23 has 2 rectangular openings in it. It's basically the one right next to this one, as you can see, this 2 here. And we've got another piece to put in this that we had earlier on, which looks a little bit like this here. Probably better to show you on this camera, actually. This one here. Now, this has got a direction that it goes in as well. The way this goes in, by the look of it, in step 7, they're putting it in with the this area with the lead on it facing towards the actual unit we just put in. So this is going to be going in this way just like that. As you can see, just like that. Now you've got two little holes for this to screw in, and they're going to correspond with the two holes there as well. So once that's in just like that, we're going to get a black screw again, and we'll screw these bits in as well. Oh, it's nice having some of these bits in, isn't it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw one side in, and then I'm just going to see how it looks from the dome on the other side, because the last thing I want to do is have this completely fitted in where it goes and then it fall out. So I've just started that up just so I can have a quick look at how it's going to look. See, at the moment it's not in at all, so I need to make sure, there we go, that's in perfectly now where it's going to be. Sorry that you're not seeing much at the moment, but once I've got this in, I'll be a lot happier to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to try and show you on the side camera me putting this screw in. It is hard to get these screws in, I have to say. There we go, that's the last screw in, and that's going to look just like that. And I don't mind telling you, that was a little bit hard to put in, that one. But we've got that one in. That was basically steps 7, 8, 9 and 10. And step 11 is just showing you what it looks like on the outside. Okay, step 12 says identify this section here, which I've just done on the side camera there. And inside that, we're going to be putting this unit in. Do you remember this one? It is directional. Basically, it's going to be going with the flat ends towards the bottom. And it's going to be fitting in just like that. And I'm guessing we're going to be securing this down. Oops, it just fell out then. I think we're going to be securing this to the metal frame rather than the frame of the body there. Just making sure it's gone in okay, which it has. These are going to be secured in. I'm just checking what screws that we need for this. This is step 15. 2.5 times 4 mil screws. So it's the smaller ones of these ones here. So we're going to get them in. Oh, come on, you. Once it's in, show you that on the camera. We'll get one screw in there. That's the first one in, and the second one. These are the 2.5 silver ones, just so you know that I'm putting in here. And there's the second one. This lead, when I put it in, didn't have a lead on it, so this is a spare lead I found, which seems to fit perfectly. If it's not, I can always unplug that afterwards. But it looks like the picture, so that's always a good sign. And it's just showing you in step 16 what that looks like. So let me just show you that myself. There we go, that's that side on with that electric in. Okay, step 18, we've got this bit here, which is the lens. It comes with a little sleeve on this. What we're going to do is we're going to put this whole unit in here into these 2 points here and here. Let me just show you on that again, there and there. Basically, this grey tab is going to be going upright. So what I'm going to have to do, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this well, but once this is in, the grey tab goes upright, and this is basically going to go over the holes just like that. I'm holding it from the other side here. And we need to make sure that that is just in exactly like that. So that's how it's going to look there. And we need to secure this down with the black screws again. There's a little lip for this silver fit to fit between, you see. So you need to make sure that that's actually between those bits there. Put the second one in. So that is now not moving, and that's in place just like that. Looks just like that. That's pretty cool as well. And once we've done that, that was step 20. That's it. Nothing else to do now. Just got to make sure it fits in. I'm just looking at all of the little things around the outside. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do now is we'll put all of this on the floor, and we'll give it a little spin on this little thing here. So I'll put this on. And there we go. If I show you on this side camera, as you can see, we have now got electrics in there. We've got the little lens in. We've got the thing on the top here, the microphone, obviously the top piece. That is everything done of issue 64. So there we have it. That was issue 64 completed. And as you can see from these photos, I've taken 3 photos here, so you can see all the way around the dome there. It looks absolutely amazing, and we've still got other bits to put on. But, you know, I've seen some people rushing forward and sticking the bits on that they know where they go. But I can't do that. I like it to pop with each episode as it comes up. So I apologise that you haven't seen the lightsaber thing going up there, up and down. But I'm sure that's going to be in the next 4, which should be here in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. But hopefully when they come, you'll tune in. If you want a notification that a new video is up, remember to subscribe to this channel. And also just tick the little bell, and you'll get a notification anytime one of my builds come up. Other than that, hope you like this very long video. Take care.